Hi, I'm John Campbell, and I'm listening. In all of time, the sun has risen over the earth, offering light and warmth, without once pausing to say, "Now earth, you owe me." It gives because giving is its nature. There's no demand attached to its generosity, no ledger of gratitude that must be balanced. And yet, human beings often live as if life itself owes them something. There is a quiet but powerful misconception that many people carry, and that is the belief that happiness exists somewhere out there in the world, just ready to be delivered. But for some reason, this happiness is being withheld from them, almost as if life had made a promise and then broken it. Everyone else is happy, why not me? In the age of social media, this question echoes louder with each passing year. Scroll through a typical feed and you will see endless evidence that everyone else seems to be living such beautifully curated lives. There are photographs of perfect meals in stylish restaurants, sunsets captured from tropical beaches, smiling couples, beautiful children, smooth skin, bright eyes, and perfect lighting. Everyone looks happy. Everyone looks successful. Everyone looks attractive. But much of this is illusion. Technology has made it easier than ever to present a polished version of life. Filters smooth away wrinkles. Lighting hides exhaustion. Carefully chosen captions conceal the chaos behind the camera. The result is a strange collective performance, a world in which millions of people are pretending to be happier than they actually are, whilst privately wondering why everyone else seems to have it all together. This is not merely harmless exaggeration, it has consequences. When people compare their inner realities, their worries, disappointments, fears and insecurities with the carefully edited outer lives of others, they almost always feel as though they are losing, as if they are somehow defective or less than others. And so the pretending spreads. If everyone else appears happy, perhaps I should also appear happy to be happy. A smiling photo, a cheerful post, and another moment is added to the performance. But beneath that performance, many people are quietly struggling. Anyone who works in professions that encounter people during crisis knows how quickly the mask can fall away. When relationships break down, when finances are threatened, when reputations are at stake, people can enter states of deep emotional reactivity. Anger erupts, bitterness takes hold, and despair creeps in. The emotional reaction becomes so overwhelming that they become completely identified with it. The anger is them, the hurt is them, the fear is them. And yet, paradoxically, it is precisely in these moments of difficulty that something extraordinary becomes possible. When life challenges us and the risk of exposure becomes a reality, our first instinct is resistance. We fight against what is happening. We argue with reality itself. And it's this resistance that intensifies our suffering and deepens the sense that life, in some unfair twist, is somehow unfair. But occasionally something else happens. In the midst of challenge, if we care to quieten down and display a brief moment of awareness, the realization dawns on us that what we are experiencing is not just the problem itself, but our reaction to this problem. That moment of awareness is powerful, because in that moment we begin to see that challenges are not simply punishments from life. They can also become invitations to become present, more aware, more awakened. Difficult moments have the power to strip away many of the illusions that we conveniently foster. They reveal how attached we are to appearances, expectations, and comparisons. They expose how often we measure our worth against our perception of happiness in others. These comparisons are largely built on fiction. What if we realized that many of the smiling faces that we envy are quietly carrying their own heavy burdens? What if clearly understood that the world is not withholding happiness from us at all? Perhaps happiness was never meant to be something handed to us by the world. Perhaps our joy arises not from the circumstances of life, but from the way we meet those circumstances. The sun shines because shining is what it does. It does not demand repayment. It does not compare itself to the stars. It simply gives what it is. Human beings might find a similar freedom by stepping out of the exhausting game of pretending. Not by denying hardship, because hardship is an inevitable part of life, but by meeting this life with a little more honesty, a little more awareness, and a little more courage. Beneath the performances, the filters, and the carefully staged smiles, most people are facing the same fundamental challenge: learning how to be present with life as it actually is. And strangely enough, this is where real happiness, in all probability, begins.